in martial arts, as you had mentioned, if you study the best, if you study the best, let's say, uh, uh, judo players, they don't have 50 throws, they have two that they're nasty with, and they usually have one that they're really, really nasty with.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
and so with respect to self-defense, there's knife defense, there's sort of takedown defense. Of course, there's sort of a challenge and a ponderance about what to focus on too. What sorts of initial and beginning skills do you think are most important there? If you got the 40-year-old guy and he wants to learn to defend himself and his family, have a little bit of an understanding. He can't train 7 days a week.
Yep.
What does he go for? Switchblade defense first? Do you teach him kind of stance and essential striking to vital targets like groin and eyes? When you kind of start off a curriculum for a guy who maybe he has to go through dark alleys to get to work or is just really concerned about
Sure.
personal protection, where would you begin that as an instructor?
Yeah, I mean, I always start people in close quarters. Close quarters combat is always the first range that we cover. And this is the reason why. Is because all altercations, I don't care if it's competition based or I don't care if it's a bar fight or I don't care if you're talking about, I mean, I don't want to get too graphic here, but if you talk about a female rape
Yeah, no,
situation,
whatever's clever. Yeah.
you know, I mean, all altercations at some point are going to get to close quarters. I mean, think about it. I always tell people, go ahead and let's say imagine a boxing match. The bell rings, fighters go out to the middle of the ring, start boxing around. At some point, what happens is they latch onto each other. It's like they get tied up. Well, that's close quarters.
Yep.
Just in a boxing match, you get the referee to get in there, get in between them, and bring them back to that particular boxing range. Same thing happens in a kickboxing range fight. If you've had a chance, the Filipino stick fighting tournament, you're going to have these fighters baying with sticks, but then after a short while, they get latched up in close quarters. And obviously, as being a BJJ practitioner, close quarters, that clinch is going to happen in every single altercation because you need to go through that in order to get down to the ground. So I don't care. And obviously, back to my female risk situation, that's close quarters too, believe it or not. So my point is that every single kind of an altercation at some point either going to get to or go to close quarters. And so what I do is I go ahead and I make sure all my students really get down three core self-defense techniques. And the first one is a knee strike. The second one is an elbow strike. And the third one is a headbutt. Those three moves can be taught to any age level. I don't care if I'm teaching, let's say, a 6-year-old kid or a 66-year-old guy. Everybody can learn elbow, knees, and headbutts. It's a very simple, direct movement that's based on gross motor skills
Yep.
that can be pulled off. If your heart's beating out of your chest due to adrenaline, and plus, why I love those moves is because, first of all, it's very, very simple to learn, and that's kind of the first criteria that Bruce had is that you have to have something that's very, very simple to learn. It also has to be very, very effective, and that's the second thing is that, once again, when you talk about a knee strike or a headbutt, those are tools that can take bigger and stronger people out of condition very, very quickly. And then last but not least, it has to be efficiency, that you have to be able to do it in a very, very short period of time. So if it's something that needs a whole lot of setup time, if it's, it needs to go through multiple moves to do it, those moves are probably not going to be successful in a realistic kind of a street fighting situation. So once again, it has to be simple, it has to be effective, it has to be efficient, and those are ways we take out bigger, stronger people out of condition in real life situations.
Got it. Cool. And I'm